Matthew 13, verse 44 to 46. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, and when a man found it, he hid it again. And then in his joy, he went and sold all he had and bought the field. Or again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it. This is a wonderful passage, and it also features in my grandchildren's storybook about Jesus. Now, the merchant would have been a very rich man. Fancy clothes, fancy house, fancy horses and carts and chariots. In modern times, he might even drive a fancy sports car, a red one, or a yellow, or a green, blue. Anyway, suddenly he sees a pearl and gives up everything so he can have the pearl. He sells it all. And he just has enough money and he buys the pearl. And in my grandchildren's storybook, the merchant ends up with the pearl dancing for joy in his underwear because he sold everything else. His clothes, his possession, and his house just to have the beautiful pearl. God's love is like that pearl. It costs everything you have to know him, but he is worth more than anything in the whole world. Now, the thing I love about parables is that they have two meanings sometimes, maybe even more. Someone recently said you could say that God is like the merchant, and he saw you and realized that you were more precious than anything else he had. So God gave up everything he had, a throne in heaven surrounded by angel armies. He came down to earth and became a man just so he could give himself up and pay the price for you to know God. Think about it, it works both ways. The pearl of greatest price could either be the kingdom of heaven that the merchant, i.e. you, sells everything to own, or it could be seen to be God. He's the merchant and he sells everything he has in heaven just to come to earth and become a human being in this little chewed up golf ball of a world, just so that he could die for our salvation. And if you were the only person who ever lived on this earth, Jesus would have died for you. Wow.